Living on the streets is not fun and games. Get to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however long you want, because you don't have anything else to do. So you have a completely free life. There is that aspect, but there's also the aspect of you gotta get food, shelter.
Actually, when I moved out, it wasn't like I was like totally like out of place or nothing like that. It just came as like natural. Yeah, life is life. Like your mother always and your parents always told you. You gotta have your ups, you gonna have your downs.
It's not all gravy like everybody says. People say being on your own, it's fucking great. It's not all that.
It's always rough, camping out. In San Francisco, it's not as bad as I guess it could be. I went to Los Angeles last summer. I got gay bash so bad, I was in the hospital for a week.
It can get damn depressing because it's like you do get lonely and you get tired of just drifting.
The reason most queer youth are homeless isn't because they ran away, it's because they're kicked out. And it usually has to do with their sexual orientation. So they're kind of a different population than other homeless youth. There's a lot of other homeless youth that are kicked out, but they might be kicked out for other reasons. Maybe it's either drugs or attitude or something, but with this population, it generally seems to be the parents find out either from a friend or someone, or the young person comes out to them, and then bam, they're out on the street. So it's kind of they're not usually prepared for it like other young people.
As one youth put it, when I told them, quote, to in some way to behave, I got told once that, which really affected me, I got told that this is like the only place really that they can act like children when they step out that door. What do they have to think about? They have to think about a home, they have to think about money, they have to think about having something to eat.
They have to think about survival in general.
Homeless youth, which in the Castro community, were looked down upon because we're looked on as a disease.
They're really benevolent on one hand and really hypocritical on the other. The shallowness of the gay community is really, really easy to see in this. It's the most attractive people. They're obviously going to do the best. They'll have a place to stay. They'll have the drugs to get high on. They'll have money in their pocket, and that'll filter down. That'll totally filter down into the sort of social hierarchy that exists out here.
The queer community in the whole is like, to me, like either, I don't know, like a movie or something, like a mafia, big type family.
Well, they sort of understand through the, the persecutions of the gays for all those years and centuries. And then now it's finally, we're like, hey, so it's like they're sort of like a similar, okay, we both understand. But I've noticed a good portion still have the holier than thou attitude, and it's like I look at them and I say, do you really think you are better than me? No. Me, I got a bachelor's in psychology, but I'm still out here.
There's some assholes in the queer community, which I find mostly are old gay white men, but that's just from my perspective.
It seems like a lot of adults look at the young people that come here as like a problem, and they're not willing to really help.
I don't think the queer community is responding as well as they should be. There's a lot of scapegoating going on. There's a lot of people pointing a finger for problems that are happening both here in the park and on Castro Street. We're talking about 25 years of cruising and drug trafficking and other issues is being pinned on 15, 16-year-old young people who are homeless. And so, which is kind of ironic because some of the very people who set up these situations are now in homes, and they're the ones, rallying, scapegoating and saying some pretty nasty things. But there's also a lot of people out there trying to work on getting some shelter.
Having some shelter here, for those who want it, all the time would definitely help. I mean, a lot of people forget that without the shelter here, there was anywhere from 5 to 20 people camping out here every night. And of course, they say, "Oh, well, the cops cleared them out." No, they didn't. I stay here a lot more often than the cops do, and the cops didn't clear them out. that would really help. Another thing that would really help would be not necessarily programs for youth, because there's a lot of programs for people that want to do something, but rather more of a sense of accepting people for coming to California just to do their thing, because that's what California has always been, you know? And that just a general feeling of the air of not, you know, like these little signs on in front of stores, you know, make change, don't hand it out. Tear that shit down.
Do what other people feel is right and stuff like that. I mean, because everything that they do is appreciated.
Listen. Just try to understand. That's with basically anybody. Just try to see them at their level. Don't belittle them because they are on the streets. I mean, 90% of the guys out here are junkies, and it's like you can't belittle them that either, because it's like that's how they're dealing with their pain. That's how they have to go through life. They have to, that's their destiny. So just try to see them at their level, and just love them. I mean, and then that doesn't mean give them free stuff. No, help them out. Yeah, once in a while. Why not? Give them a cigarette. Give them your change. Who cares? That's just worldly things to me. But then, more understanding, stop, say hello, talk to them. Find out who they really are. And you'll find out that, wow, this is actually a nice guy. You'll be surprised.
I mean, I don't want anything from these people. All I want them to do, you know, is to support us in our decisions, you know, and I mean, they can keep their money, they can keep their clothes, they can keep their donations, they can keep everything. All I want from them is their support, and you know, and for them not to, you know, knock me for what I'm trying to do.
Support me, and just like give me like ways of doing it, and helping me with those ways, and letting like checking me whenever I'm starting to backtrack, and it can help me along that route so that I can get off the streets and get into a better position.